My name is, sorry, Rachel. I forgot to give you the okay. We're going to get started today. My name is Liberta Crouch. I am one of the family engagement facilitators for the Office of Family Engagement with the Syracuse City School District. And we are coming to you today to give you information on the new STEAM school. So I just want to go over some introductions. We do have most of our OFE staff on today. We have our program aides who are located in every building, and we have social work assistants who are also in some of our buildings. But I do want to introduce our leadership staff, the other family engagement facilitators. So I will let them introduce themselves. Selena?
Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. I am Selena Lazarus, and I work with the families on the Henniker Quadrant, which is the north side.
Mary Lisa? Oh, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Mary Lisa Wade, and I am the Family Engagement Facilitator for the Corcoran Quadrant. Welcome.
Erica?
No. All right, can you guys hear me? Hopefully I won't have that issue. Okay.
You're good.
Hi, everyone. I'm Erica Murray. I'm the facilitator for the Nottingham Quadrant. So I work with the school staff and families on the east side, as well as our alternative programs. Welcome.
Great. And we also have Nina Vigera. She is another family engagement facilitator. She works with the families and schools on the west side, the PSLA quadrant. And I will have Rachel introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Rachel Fleming. I am the administrative assistant for the Office of Family Engagement.
Great. So we are so excited to present this to you today. We have two people from our CTE department, Maureen Sweeney and Nick Lisi, and they are going to share everything about our new STEAM school. So I will let them take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Crouch, and hello, everybody. My name is Nick Lisi. I work as an instructional coach with Career and Technical Education, and I'm going to help present some of this information today. I'm going to pass it over to Maureen to introduce herself.
Hi, Maureen Sweeney. Welcome. I am a teacher on special assignment with the Syracuse City School District in the Career and Technical Education Department. Thank you.
And also from the CTE office today, Quindell Williams is with us. So Quindell, if you could introduce yourself. Oh, Quindell, you're muted. Oh, there you are.
Hello, my name is Quindell Williams. I am the Workforce and Talent Development Coach for the Career and Technical Education Department here at the Syracuse City School District.
Thanks, Quindell. So we're going to get started. Ms. Sweeney is going to put up the presentation. And as Ms. Crouch said, we're going to share information about the STEAM school today. So here's our agenda. We'll talk about the start of STEAM, its collaborators, both business and industry and higher education. We'll talk about the facility, the concentrations that are offered at the STEAM school, curriculum, career-ready practices, instructors, and some next steps. So the Regional STEAM High School came about with a collaboration between the City of Syracuse, the Syracuse City School District, and Onondaga County, teaming up to develop, again, the area's first ever STEAM high school. It's located at the former Central High School, which is located right at the corner of South Salina and Adams, which is kind of right in front of ITC. It's going to offer rigorous academic curriculum with a focus on STEAM, and it's open to students from our district, Syracuse City School District, and the OCM BOCES component districts. And this is a snapshot of the school districts that are included in the OCM BOCES component districts. The STEAM High School is a state-of-the-art facility and will offer state-of-the-art equipment. It will include the renovated historic Lincoln Auditorium that's inside of the school. The concentrations will offer college coursework. There will be mentoring, internships, and job shadows with top companies and art organizations, and sports, extracurricular, and after-school and summer programming will be offered at the STEAM High School. Like our CTE programs at our current high schools, at the STEAM High School, they will be a 9th through 12th grade model. So that means students will enter the STEAM school in 9th grade in their concentration, and they will take that as a course throughout each year at the STEAM school. There's 9 concentrations that are offered. Students will apply for 2, and there will be an interview or a meeting and a showcase for students who are applying for the visual and performing arts concentrations. The STEAM school has collaborators, much like our CTE programs do currently. Top companies and arts organizations in respective fields of STEAM are on board to work with our students. These industry leaders will provide us with expertise as well as in areas of mentoring, internships, and job shadows. This is kind of a quick glance at some of the collaborators that are on board, and this list is growing. And our current collaborators, business and industry and higher education partners with our CTE programs, are certainly going to be working with our students at STEAM as well.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the actual facility. If you've driven by Salina Street and East Adams on the corner, you know that there is a lot of activity going on right now. This is a beautiful and historic building, and it was known as the former Central Tech or Central High School. Many of the original features will be maintained as the building is being renovated. That's going to include some of the original woodwork, some of the ornate interior design. There are Italian marble floors in the entryway, as well as 4 cast iron stairways throughout the building. The stunning Lincoln Auditorium will be fully renovated while maintaining the historical beauty and function of this showpiece that it was, and that is a incredible auditorium that you'll see in the bottom right. That's a rendering of what the building will look like when it's renovated. These are some renderings of what some of the labs will look like as they're being renovated, from the music and art room to the robotics and gaming labs, AV rooms, an emulated clean room for semiconductor. And if you want to actually take a look inside the rooms and go through videos of the rooms, details can be found on our webpage, SyracuseCitySchools.com. Hover over high school and go to STEAM so that you can actually see these in detail. This is going to be kind of a walkthrough of the robotics and automation lab. So it's kind of putting you inside of the rendering so that you can take a look at what it's going to look like. Off to your right now are FANUC robotic pendants, which students will use to program the robot arms, 3D printers on the right as well. Coming up in blue, that's a laser engraver. And now if you see the white and yellow robot arms, those are FANUC robot arms, state-of-the-art industrial robots. Students will learn how to use the robots, how to program the robots. And it should be noted that FANUC is the world's leading supplier of automation for manufacturing. So when students are in this lab, they're going to be using things that they would actually use in the industry and in the technology, ready to go to our manufacturing workforce. And that's just a little walkthrough of what the lab and workstations will look like for robotics and automation.
So here's a list of the concentrations that are going to be offered at the STEAM school. Ms. Sweeney and I are going to walk through it and have just a brief discussion, explanation of each one. But there's animation and game design, business entrepreneurship, construction management, data analytics, entertainment engineering, the performing arts, robotics and automation, semiconductor manufacturing technology, and the visual arts. And these programs were selected based on a local needs assessment that was done several years back in cooperation with Center State CEO and MACNY by canvassing local businesses and industry to see where is the need for employees, where's the most growth going to be in career areas. And so we wanted to make sure that we're offering the most relevant programming in respect to the STEM areas and STEAM areas. And that's how these programs were selected. So the first program we'll talk about is the animation and game design. This pathway is designed to prepare students for entry-level careers or further education and training in professions that use visual arts, digital media, and web-based tools. Students will develop skills in both visual arts concepts as well as new and emerging digital processes, including 2D and 3D computer animation, innovative video game design, digital photography, digital image editing, graphic design, web design, video and audio production, and post-production. Students will use the latest digital technology tools such as Adobe Creative Cloud, Avid Pro Tools, Autodesk, video and gaming software. The next is business entrepreneurship. The Business Entrepreneurship Program prepares students for careers and further education and training in the world of business. Students will learn concepts and techniques for planning entrepreneurial ventures using design thinking and business model development. Students will learn about financial statements, marketing principles, sales and consumer service, and basic economic principles for successful operation. Students will balance individual skills with group development skills, including collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, perseverance, information literacy, technology skills, and digital literacy. They will develop awareness of motivating and supporting others, including an awareness of diversity, ethical business practices, and social responsibility. Students will pursue certifications as Microsoft specialist in Word and Excel.
Moving on to construction management. This is a field where a student might like to be a planner, to coordinate and control projects from beginning all the way through to the completion. Students in this program would be prepared for careers and education in the construction industry, such as a construction manager, maybe a construction engineer, a cost estimator, a construction superintendent or scheduler, or even a construction inspector. This curriculum is going to provide a balanced focus on the technical construction knowledge, such as methods, materials, and systems, as well as the managerial, financial, and planning skills necessary to complete construction projects. So this student would like to be involved in construction on the management side. Data analytics, these students like working with math, working with numbers, analyzing data for insights, discovering useful information and trends in data. They would collect and interpret data in order to solve a question or problem. And they could work in many industries, such as business, finance, even criminal justice, science, medicine, or government. Companies in nearly every industry benefit from the work of data analysts. Students will learn the fundamentals of data science, and they'll work on hands-on projects with real-world data. They will learn why is data collected, the question data analytics can be used to answer, the various ways to collect data, interpretation of the patterns, and the methods to ensure that data is accurate and reliable.
The next is the entertainment engineering concentration. Students will learn techniques used by industry professionals, which incorporate direct experiences with technical theater skills and professionals. Key areas of instruction and experience include elements of design, set design, dressing and construction, wardrobe and costume design and production, audio and lighting design and implementation, production, stage, and front of house management, analysis of technical requirements. An internship and capstone project will provide opportunities for direct experience implementing knowledge and skills. In the performing arts, students will work in a professional environment and will perform in the historic, fully renovated Lincoln Auditorium. Students will build their technical and expressive skills in the elements of music as applied to a band or orchestra instrument. They will develop their skills in both small group lessons and ensemble rehearsals. Students will learn the 8 elements of theater: participants, scenario, time, place, movement, costumes, sound, and purpose. Through this framework, students will explore theater through games, improvisations, acting, design, and playwriting. Students can focus on dance, which will include modern, jazz, African, tap, flamenco, ballet, hip hop, and the basic elements of choreography. Choral music will be offered to students. These performing ensembles allow students to create, perform, and respond to and connect with the variety of vocal.
Moving on to robotics and automation. These students might like to creatively solve problems using technology. They might be intrigued by the future of AI. The robotics field has been growing tremendously over the past few decades in engineering, software development, and artificial intelligence. The robotics and automation industry has experienced incredible growth and innovation. These students will learn about the fundamentals of robotics, how it works in the current job market, and gain an understanding of how robotics impacts our environment, our society, and even the economy. They'll work with robotics and automation to create a product. There'll be workplace safety, essential skills of math and measurement, and they'll learn the basics of how to design a robot, program robots, interface robotic and automated devices with the computer systems. They'll study mechanical and electrical concepts, including energy, electrical safety, basic mechanical and electrical components, such as the sensors, actuators, and effectors, and use engineering design concepts to program and document their projects. Semiconductor manufacturing technology. These would be highly skilled workers who test and manufacture semiconductor devices, also known as microchips. These students might like to work with electrical and mechanical components and issues. They might test samples of devices already in production. They may evaluate the test equipment and gather information about the semiconductor devices. They would assist in the design and planning of production needed for these environments. A simulated clean room will be part of their experience, and technicians are required to wear clean suits, sometimes known as bunny suits, that keep the dust and lint and dirt out of a clean room while production is taking place. Students will be trained on state-of-the-art, industry standard equipment and work in their clean room to monitor, sustain, and improve the equipment. They'll do hands-on projects, perform technical tests and experiments in wafer fabrication, as well as setup and master use of semiconductor processing equipment. So a very high-tech, high-need area for Syracuse. The visual arts are our students that have a creativity or artistic side. They might have an artistic eye or want to have a career or life as an artist. They'll be exposed to art history, art theory, and criticism alongside intensive studio experiences in drawing, in print media, photography, time-based media, painting, and even sculpture. Students will learn 2D and 3D dimensional art, including drawing, painting. They'll work on a portfolio to highlight their body of work for college and career, and they'll explore art history, learning about artists and artwork in all 4 artistic processes: creating, presenting, responding, and connecting.
The curriculum for all of our programs are very unique. They've all been designed with the end in mind, which means we've brought industry professionals together and our partners from higher education to help us decide what do our students need to know and be able to do when they complete these programs to be successful, to go right into work or to go on to higher education. And they're ongoing. And what we mean by that is we regularly meet with our industry and higher education partners to make sure that our curriculum is relevant and it's updated on a regular basis based on the changes that we're told about from our industry partners. As a matter of fact, our teachers formally meet with our partners 2 times a year to ensure that the curriculum is as updated and as possible. And again, we work very closely with both our industry and our higher education partners, and all of our curriculum are aligned with opportunities for our students to earn college credits.
The career ready practices from the Common Career Technical Core are the national standards recognized by industry used in every CTE program in Syracuse City School District. If you look closely at this, you might recognize some what people call soft skills or power skills. This provides a framework for the development of the skills necessary to become college or career ready. These skills would be practiced in all CTE programs at all grade levels and refined throughout all 4 years to help the students prepare and become ready for college, workforce, or the military. Examples would be working productively in teams, using creativity, innovation, finding research strategies, anything like that that students would need to be able to be skilled at as they advance through high school to become ready for their next steps. Our CTE instructors are very unique. We often recruit them from our business and industry partners, and those strong partnerships give us a pipeline of people that might have worked in business and industry and might want to change now to work with our students. So they have the technical skills necessary for our programs, and we would work with them and collaborate with the New York State Education Department of Higher Education for their certification, for their teaching skills, to provide them professional development and ongoing support. And they all begin with a 26-day intensive training and ongoing coaching program that we have in partnership with the Southern Regional Education Board.
So what the data is telling us about students enrolled in a career and technical education pathway. Well, since we've been offering career and tech ed programs at our high schools, our current high schools, the data showed us that there is an increase in engagement. Students are selecting or wanting to be in these programs. So they're coming to school more. They're excited to do this hands-on work. So their attendance to school is better. The data is showing us that students in a CTE pathway have higher GPA, grade point average, and they're graduating at a higher rate. And based on all of the training that they're getting in their career and technical education programs, they're college and career ready. And we fully expect that this data is going to translate to our students that are enrolled in the STEAM school. So we have much more information for you to look at. It's on the STEAM school webpage. So it's linked from the SCSD homepage. So if you go to the homepage, SCSD homepage, hover over the word schools, you'll see all of our high schools selected there, and STEAM has its own page. And on that page is detailed information about the school and also the concentrations that are offered at the school. It also has an updated list of our collaborators, but with the concentrations, there's a video that you can watch that expands the information about each of the programs. There's curriculum information if you want to dive deep into the curriculum. And so here are some of the next steps for the process. So for middle school students, that high school choice form is going to be mailed home. It's also going to be available at school. We're going to go in, team members from the CTE office are going to go into the middle schools again this year to help students. They need help completing that interest form. And the district is asking that it's returned to the middle school counselors by January 15th. And there'll be more information coming up about the showcase and that meeting or that interview we talked about. The administrators unfortunately aren't able to be on today. They're all away at a conference. So we're going to be sure that we'll share more information about how that interview and showcase is going to go. And if there are any questions today that we can't answer, we're going to post an FAQ on the website. So with the answers to the questions that we're unable to answer today. So we're going to continue our information sessions, and this is a list of what we have up and coming. So on Tuesday, October 29th and Thursday, October 31st, at 5 and noon, we're going to be on with information about our CTE and PTech programs. On Monday, November 4th, this is a very exciting opportunity for the public, families to come to the Everson Museum from 6 to 8. All of our CTE programs are going to be represented there. Some of the teachers, some current students, Dr. Manning and Principal Straub from the STEAM school are going to be there. So you can meet everybody in person and have questions answered. There'll be information that you can take away there. There's going to be a session on November 5th and 7th that's going to focus on the registration and selection process. We're going to have an open Q&A session on November 12th at noon and 5. And then we're having open houses at all of our high schools. So folks can come in and you can see the dates there and come into the CTE labs. Unfortunately, fortunately, the STEAM school is under construction. We can't have an open house there because it is in full swing of being renovated. But other high schools will be open at the dates and times listed there for families to come in, students and families to come in and visit. So if you want to take a quick snapshot of this, you can. This is the contact information for Dr. Manning and Principal Straub. This presentation is on our website. So this information is there for you to review whenever you'd like. But this is direct email and phone number for Dr. Manning and Principal Straub.
Great, thank you so much. That was such good information. We have lots and lots of questions. We do have some in the chat, and then we do have some in the Q&A feature because we were having some technical difficulties. So what I'll do is I'll go through the chat first and get those questions out of the way, and then I will switch over to the Q&A feature and get those questions going. So let's see here. Will extracurricular activities, sports, musicals, etc., be shared with another high school?
So I don't know the answer to that question, but we're going to make sure that we share this with Dr. Manning and Principal Straub, and we'll get the answer to that question. And we'll make sure that's posted on the website. That one, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that.
No worries, no worries. Is this great opportunity available for students with IEPs?
Absolutely. It's open to all students. Yes, for sure. Yep, absolutely.
Great. How much flexibility do students have to move between the various program areas?
So I think it'll be similar to the programs that we offer at our current high schools, where students will be accepted into one of the concentrations, is what they're called at the STEAM school. But there's always an opportunity for students to be able to talk to their school counselor and their parents to discuss what's the best place for them to be in. There's reasons that students could stay in a pathway. We want to make sure that everyone knows what those are. But if there's a reason that a student wants to move on and there's room in that concentration, it's never a no. It's always a conversation and figuring out what's best for students.
Is there an art exhibit gallery space in the building?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I don't, but we'll find out the answer to that. I don't know.
All right. Are they accepting 10th grade students?
So as I understand it, they're coming in with the 9th grade group. And then for this upcoming fall, so fall of 25, will be all 9th grade. And then next year that group will move to 10th grade, and then there'll be a new 9th grade group. So I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to kind of build.
All right. If students are enrolled in a technical concentration, can they take performing art classes as electives or after-school extracurricular activities?
100%, yeah, I don't know the details. Certainly, Dr. Manning and Principal Straub do, but my understanding is that that's one of the key components of this school is to integrate both the technology and the arts. And so I think we can confidently say yes. Exactly how that's going to work, I can't say because I don't know, but I certainly know that that's one of the cornerstones of this school is to be able to integrate that. Yes.
Great. Someone asked if the video chats are recorded. Thank you, Erica. They are recorded, and I believe they are on the family engagement section of the website. Is that correct, Rachel? All right. Yep. So if you go to the family engagement page, you will be able to find this recording on there and be able to refer back to it. Let's see. 2 years ago, the district moved to SOAR, scheduling for all 9th grade students. This scheduling system forces students to choose between a CTE program and a daily in-person foreign language instruction, or even other fine arts such as band or choir. Will the STEAM school be following the same SOAR scheduling which prevents 9th graders from taking an in-person foreign language class?
Boy, I'm sorry. That's going deep for me, and I'm sorry about that. But I can't answer that. But again, we're going to be sure to share these questions with Dr. Manning and Principal Straub, and we'll make sure we get the answer to that. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer.
Okay, no worries. We'll get the answer. For the arts concentrations, especially the performing arts, what level of experience are students expected to have to enter this program? Will the program be appropriate for students that already have extensive experience in theater, dance, etc. in the community?
So the depth of experience, I don't know, but the second half of that question is yes. The fine arts director, Rory Edwards, would be the best person to answer that question. Would it be appropriate, Ms. Crouch, to share his email? Could we do that?
Rachel, can you look that up?
Yeah, because
And
he
put it in
really
the chat.
would be.
Thank you.
He really would be the best person that could answer that question. Director Edwards, he's been working very closely with Dr. Manning and Principal Straub, and even prior to Principal Straub coming on. So he's very familiar with that information. So I hope that's okay, and I hope that answers that you'd be willing to able to send him an email because he would be the best person to answer that.
Great. Will there be opportunities for students to be dual enrolled to earn an AA at graduation?
So I don't know that there would be, I don't want to say no. There's not a PTEC offered there. However, there's going to be extensive opportunities for students to take college, do college level work. And I know there's also a plan to model after the PTEC to have students go to a college campus. Are they able to earn an entire associate's degree? I'm not sure. But what Dr. Manning and Principal Straub are saying is, 30 credits is about what they're talking about integrating into what a student would have an opportunity to do there. But again, I always hesitate to say that a student can't do it, because if we've learned anything, students can do a lot, and where there's desire, we'll figure out a way.
Great. Have administrators and teachers been hired yet?
It's my understanding that Principal Straub has come on board, and I think he's working now to build his team. But I don't know of anyone else personally other than Principal Straub.
Okay. What will start and end times at the STEAM school be the same as the other SCSD schools in the district?
Again, not sure. I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no because I don't know, but we'll make sure that we pass that question along.
All right. How many students will STEAM accommodate?
So it's my understanding that each grade level would accommodate 250 students. That's at least what I've heard being talked about, and obviously, as the school continues to evolve, that could change. But that's what my understanding is now.
All right. Is there a possibility to transfer ninth grade students from other schools to the STEAM high school?
So I'm not sure. I just know that in the fall of 25, that's when ninth grade would start for the STEAM schools. They would be, so right now, students who are currently in eighth grade would be applying for to attend the STEAM school. And so I suspect I would guess it has to do with capacity and the number of seats that would be available.
Okay. What are the qualifications for admission?
I think the only qualifications are they really look for interest. And so as students are thinking about applying, we would just encourage students to look at the concentrations that are offered there and really where's their passion. We know that they're young, but what's their passion? What do they like to do? And if they are interested in the types of hands-on work or the type of work that those programs offer, that would really be a good place for them. We've found in our current programs, when that match is made, students are they're really enjoying their experience, and that kind of falls off into their other programs too. And like we were talking about with the data, why when students are engaged and enjoying what they're doing in class, they're coming to school more, their grades are higher. And so I would say that's the most important thing is really truly interest.
All right. Will there be classes for foreign languages such as Russian, Polish, and other foreign languages not taught in schools? Or does it stay as the standard Spanish and Latin?
Again, unfortunately, I don't know what foreign languages are going to be offered, but we'll make sure we get that question to Dr. Manning and Principal Straub.
How will attending students be chosen? Is it at random or through application?
So it is an application, and Dr. Manning and Principal Straub are asking that there be just a conversation or a meeting with the students, just to talk about that interest, because that's really the key and most important thing. So there'll be that in addition to an application. And how those are scheduled, I'm not sure, but there'll be information coming soon about that.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say the application process won't open. They're talking about December 15, where the application process will start, and there'll be about a month or so for students to apply, and then after the application window closes, that's when they'll be the district folks will be reviewing the applications and would be setting up those meetings and showcase opportunities.
Great. Hi, I have a daughter that recently graduated from Colgate University with a bachelor's in biology and chemistry. She has experience with helping students be college ready. Is there a place where she can apply?
Yeah, so I don't know if any of the positions for STEAM are posted yet, but I know on the SCSD website they are. There's a web page for anyone that wants to apply to work at Syracuse schools, and I think there might be a link on the homepage that says we're hiring. So I would encourage that person to please. Sounds like a great background and passion for teaching. So to take a look at that.
Yeah. Will the school have accommodations for children with special needs, complications such as ADHD, autism, depression, bipolar, and others?
I'm sure we could confidently say yes. I mean, the school really is open to all students, and and every accommodation is going to be made to help a student be successful.
Alrighty. As a parent, I have not been contacted by the school counselor about high school choice for my son. Is this because of his IEP diagnosis? I think that's what
No.
she's trying to say.
Yeah, I'm sure the answer to that is no. All the middle schools are kind of working on their own timelines and it's really just ramping up now. So it might be maybe that particular middle school just hasn't gotten information out yet. But I would encourage you, if you are interested, we're all here to be able to answer questions, and reaching out to the middle school counselors would be a good move too, because we know that in addition to on November 4th, we're opening the Everson to the public to come and meet us. All of our middle school 8th graders are going to come to Everson on a field trip and meet us during that day too. So it's an exciting day for us, an exciting day for all 8th graders.
All right, when I'm jumping back to the chat now, when will the high school choice forms be sent?
So I think it's going to be sent out or made available fairly soon. I think that's coming because I think they want to the district wants to try and have those completed by and turned in by this January 15th. And it's kind of a process. I think there's going to be a copy sent home, but there's also going to be an opportunity for students to complete it at school. And we're going to come in and help answer questions and to support that process. So I think I don't know that it's been sent home yet, but I think it's going to be coming real soon.
Will you be able to recruit enough teachers for every technical area?
I know I know the district's working really hard with that because these are very specialized areas, and we want to have industry professionals to be able to teach these programs. So it's a work in progress. I think they're working real hard on that.
How is the STEAM school being promoted to individuals outside of Syracuse?
So I know that Dr. Manning and Principal Straub are working with that, working on that. I know that they have recently met with all of the school counselors in the component districts or partnering districts. And I know even prior to that, Dr. Manning was meeting, going school to school and meeting, and the BOCES is also helping to get the word out. So it's a process, and I think that'll continue. There'll also be mailers that are going to be going out, but it's kind of a grassroots going school to school to help to spread the word.
Will students at the charter school get the same type of promotion?
I don't know. I don't know how that is going with the charter schools, but we will ask that question.
Alrighty. My understanding is that there has to be a city-county ratio. Will city residents be put in a wait list if the county residents percentage is not met? And then is it a lottery?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't answer that question. I don't know I don't know enough in that detail, but again, we'll give that question to Dr. Manning and Principal Straub.
All right, and then there was another question about the application. Is it open to apply?
I don't think yet. I don't think it is yet. I think that's coming. We wanted to have these sessions kind of early on, so we can, get as many questions answered in advance as we could. But I think that's coming very soon, the application.
All right, I'm back to the Q&A bubble. If the school doesn't send information about high school choice, where would I be able to find it?
So on the district's webpage, there is, if you hover over the word departments and go to CTE, that's where our page is. And you'll see these squares, and there's one that says pre-K 8, that's kind of the middle school information page. So if you click on that, that's where all the information that we have currently available for high school choice. And it's really all information based, and it's going to keep rolling out. Specifically on November 5th and 7th, there'll be these sessions, virtual sessions with our director of registration and our CTE director will be on talking specifically about that. But what you'll see if you go to that webpage, there's a lot of information about the programs and the concentrations. And that's what we have rolled out so far.
And if you wanna, I'm not sure who posed that question, but if you wanna put the school that your child is currently in the chat, we can have one of the family engagement facilitators get connected with you to help you navigate the website to find those links.
Thank you.
Of course. How are the typical class subjects, math, bio, history, etc., included along with the concentration classes?
So I don't know the details on how the schedule is going to be, but it's all of the courses, of course, will be taught at the school, and the length of classes and the selection of classes. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. I would assume it's going to work similar to our current high schools, but I've also, you know, I hesitate to say because I don't know exactly if that's going to have, if STEAM is going to have kind of a unique or a different schedule, but confident in saying that students will be able to take that sort of breadth of coursework in addition to their technical classes.
Okay. What happens if a student will need to change course or change class altogether to pursue another?
Well, there'll probably be some choices that the students will make with their counselors and to try to make sure that that you know the best way to fit it all in, so to speak. We want to make sure that students are certainly they're taking all of their required coursework as well as the technical coursework and the arts classes that they're interested in taking. So I just think that's going to be, you know, an ongoing conversation with a school counselor.
Will there be any more informational meetings or calls about the high school, or do we have to look at the website after this?
So for this school, so we have 2 more sessions coming up. I think it's on October 29th. Ms. Sweeney, check me on this. October 29th. Am I right?
October 29th at 5 p.m., Thursday, October 31st at 12 o'clock noon.
Thanks for the backup there, Ms. Sweeney. And so those sessions will be on CTE, P-TECH, and STEAM. So we'll talk about all of the programs. And then I think it is November 12th at noon and 5. Yep, okay, good. Thanks, Ms. Sweeney. Those will be open Q&A sessions where we'll be on, and it'll just be really just like this. We'll present a small amount of information, but then we're going to be answering any specific questions. And then we have those in-person opportunities. So again, on November 4th, 6 to 8, you can come to the Everson Museum. Please do. We're all going to be there in person, and we can answer questions there. And then we have the high school open houses where you'll be able to get into the labs. Those schedules are posted on the website, and they'll also be shared from middle school counselors. We gave them a boatload of flyers, and Ms. Sweeney just sent them out posters to hang in the schools. So I know those are sometimes difficult to get to, but we would love to see everyone in person on those dates.
And we'll send out robocalls and things to remind people of those events that are coming up.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Crouch.
I think I covered everything. Oh, hold on. What if a student fails to complete all the coursework or is struggling with the load of work they put on?
So similar to our current high schools, supports are there. We want to make sure that students graduate high school. And so whatever accommodations are needed to be made to support students, that'll happen. And so, you know, maybe a schedule needs to be adjusted. Students are really never taken out of programs. Sometimes students are put on pause at times so they can focus on their academic work. So again, that would be, you know, working with school counselors and the support staffs in the schools to ensure that students get what they need to be able to be successful.
And is there a specific meaning about the STEAM school at the museum, or is it all the CTE programs?
It'll be all, Ms. Crouch. Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll all be there. However, the good thing is that each program is going to have its own table, and the teacher, or in the case of STEAM, Dr. Manning and Principal Straub and Director Edwards are going to be at the STEAM tables. So if anyone has very specific questions about STEAM, all three of them are going to be there, and really you can spend as much time as you need to talk to them.
Thank you. And I believe Mr. Williams put a flyer in the chat. I can't really see, it just says CTE Expo and CTE Lab. So you guys can click on that and download that. Rachel, just give a sec for folks before we log off to make sure they get that information.
That's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
I think I got everybody. Yeah, I think we're good to go.
We can't
Again,
thank Family Engagement enough for all that you do for us
I know,
and
you
for
guys do a
hosting
good
us and
job.
helping us and reading the questions. It's invaluable.
oh,
Thank you.
absolutely. This is a partnership. We got this. Again, thank you everyone so much for joining. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Maureen, for coming on and giving us this information. And everyone have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you very much.